Damn you, technology.
Okay, I think now we're recording. Yes, we are recording live. All right, guys, welcome back to the Veteran Growth Podcast. I'm sitting across my desktop from Christian Meyers on Zoom. Christian is really somebody who I've been very excited to get on this show, somebody who I've connected with who lives not too far from me up in the Bay Area in California. He's an Air Force veteran, as you already know. But one of the things that I'm excited about is Christian is heavily involved with a really, really cool nonprofit. In fact, he's the president of that nonprofit. We're going to get to talk a lot about that, their mission. It's one that I'm a firm believer in. But we're going to start off, Christian. First, I want to thank you for coming on the show. But secondly, I want to get into Terra Arma, this company that you are spearheading, this company that you created that is really a unique company. So thank you, like I said, for coming on the show. Welcome. And we're glad to have you here. Tell us a little bit about Terra Arma.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here and seeing what we can do to help all the veterans and those listening. So Terra Arma is a company that I founded and that I currently run. We create luxurious hard-use clothing is what we call it. So we have trademarks filed for proprietary materials we use. I'm going to make a little shameless plug, like I'm wearing one of my shirts right now. We use recycled materials and all organic materials when we have the ability to. So really where the idea started was, I have almost 10 years in the Air Force wearing the whole shirts that everyone gets issued, right?
Yeah.
And there's never really been an option for like a comfortable undershirt. So I had the idea of, I was a Lululemon shirt one time. Like, man, I should email these guys and let them know, like, if you made a tan tee or a sand tee, you guys would make a killing selling to the military. And like, maybe do that. I can probably figure out how to get a nice fabric, make a nice cut that's, usable for the military. That's really where the idea stemmed from. And the company's grown and evolved over the past 6 or so months. I've been working on it for well over a year and a half now when I started developing the stuff. And now it's really come to fruition. I'm selling to military units. I'm selling at the BX, things like that. So it's come a long way in a short time. A lot to figure out.
Have you experienced any? So, I guess let me ask you this really fast. So you said you have proprietary materials. When your idea first started, where was your first step? Did you seek any sort of specific help that taught you that you needed to go and get those things trademarked, or how was that process brought to you? Were you all self-taught through this whole process? Are you still sort of self-teaching and just going along with however it goes?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a huge proponent of research and really figuring things out for yourself. That's I'm not shy about asking people for help or talking to experts, but that's like how I legitimately started the company. Was I was buying a Lululemon shirt. I don't know if you know, it's a nice yoga brand. They make really nice materials, and I really wanted to replicate that and put it. So I did hours and hours of research on what they use, and lo and behold, it's it's proprietary materials that they don't necessarily let you know what's in them. So I had to do research into fabrics, the content and percentages, how they're woven, what they're made out of, and how they're blended together.
Without
what I did.
Without giving away too many of your secrets, I know you said like the shirts they're cotton, right? Or they're a blend of cotton and things like that. So how did you go about finding, like, I guess it would be, is that like a cotton farm that you have to start? How does that work?
Manufacturer, yeah.
Yeah.
So I obviously Los Angeles is a huge hub for fashion. So I reached out to a few textile manufacturers in Los Angeles area. I asked them, I used their expertise. ask them about different types of cotton, different types of natural or recycled that I could use in a t-shirt that would be, one, soft and smooth but remain natural, and also stretchy. So these shirts are very stretchy. They retain their shape really well. I hate dry fit shirts. I hate the Under Armour, not to bag on a different company, but I hate that dry fit material. So I wanted something that was natural. So I reached out to manufacturers and asked them, hey, what can I use to meet these, check these boxes, to have a material that no one else is using? And that's where I ended up. They gave me tons of options, and really the sky's the limit with what you want to pay for. So that's the thing. So I had them produce multiple, I'm talking over 100 different fabric constructions based on different percentages and different uses, or different percentages and construction. So what I settled on.
They knew what to expect for somebody like you coming to them, basically. I mean, they had everything more or less ready to go. Yeah. Like, here's what we can do. Here's what you'll get. It's just kind of like, okay. I think you're the first clothing company on the show, and I know there's a million and one ways you can probably get clothing, out there for sale and things like that. So, but one of the things I wanted to add, you were saying, like, not to knock the other companies and stuff like that. I wouldn't say you're knocking other companies. I think you're knocking that dry fit material itself, because, like, for me, dry fit, I love wearing it because of, yes, it looks good, it fits right. But one of my biggest complaints with dry fit, and this is kind of a personal, like, I'm not scared to put it out there. Like, I normally don't smell like I have BO normally ever, right? Like, it's just something I don't ever feel like I stink, unless, of course, if you work out hard, of course, yes. But if I wear a dry fit shirt, like, I could be wearing a dry fit shirt right after a shower, I swear it causes me to stink. I don't know what it is. Like, it's just, I can't wear dry fit for that reason. So I was excited that you had something similar that's natural, for some of us, stinkier men, I guess. But
stinky guys. That was one of my requirements when I was developing the shirt, was something antimicrobial, so you don't stink. I'm developing these shirts to be made in the gym if you want, but these are to be made when you're you're on your third day of a mission and you don't have time to shower, or middle of the desert sweating. I want something that's not going to stink, and I'm not going to feel all the dirt and stuff on me.
Yes,
that's really what I designed it around. So that exact thing, which you can throw over to the gym as well.
I was going to say too, for people that aren't military or, some sort of EMS or one of those related fields, one thing that you guys also heavily promote is, like, sort of adventure and camping. And, if you guys go hiking or backpacking, these are very good. So do you have things that are both warm and cold weather? Or I believe all your stuff is pretty much, it can handle both sort of climates, right? Or how does that work with you?
Correct. Yeah, so it's right now more focused layers. So I have the t-shirts up for sale, and they're great base layers. And really, no matter what you're doing, a lot of my customers, they're primarily male. I'd say I'm about 70% male, and they always send me emails. I've had 2 or 3 emails like, "Hey, my wife took my shirt and she wears it to bed every day because it's so common." Whereas, he's like, I'm a police officer and I wear it, 3-4 days a week, and it's great for what I do. So it's got a huge amount of uses to you. And we are an outdoor clothing company. That's really where we focus on, is outdoor clothing, because it's really all encompassing. You can use outdoor clothing for pretty much anything, in the gym, hiking, backpacking, trekking. But we do offer regulation compliant colors for military, police, EMS, that kind of thing. So yes, they're great for pretty much all weather use. It is what it is. It's a t-shirt still. Yeah. It's not the end of anything, but it does have a huge amount of uses, and it works great in many environments.
That's exciting to hear, for every bit of the reason. Like, just, I guess it's exciting to think about, because when you think about like military issued stuff, it just almost seems like it's so hard to compete with that industry. Just because it seems like the government takes on any good products or anything that happens that's good, they sort of grab it right away and call it their own or pay it off, just so. When you said that you've gotten into the PX and things like that, for those who are not, or for those who don't know what a PX is, that's like our Walmart on military bases, basically. Like that is our store to go to get everything. So is there a big competition? Is there a lot of stuff that seems a little intimidating going into that space, knowing that, all the other brands being sold are like government owned?
Yeah, absolutely. Getting into retail that is, military controlled, it's AFES, the Army Air Force Exchange Service. They own all the base exchanges, PX, MCX, NEX, that kind of thing. Getting in with them, they directly profit from a lot of these really big name companies. Whether you're talking about Under Armour or Sophie, if you're in the military and you say the word Sophie, everybody knows. They have the little shorts and they make the undershirts that everybody wears. They give a lot of money back to the military. They donate a lot to the different direct AFES and USO. They donate a lot to the USO. So it's really counterintuitive to try to attack these companies and really to go ahead with them because it's beneficial for the military to continue providing them with contracts. Not to say, I don't the ability to go head to head with them. It's absolutely an open market. The military doesn't have an instant on that kind of stuff. They have to leave it open. So if anyone's scared about going head to head with big companies, getting into retail space, especially when selling to the DoD or to the government as a whole, you'll get your day. It just takes a little bit of extra work.
And persistence, I'm sure, and fearlessness, definitely. I always tell people, if you're going into business and you're getting ready to compete in an open market and it scares the shit out of you, just watch that. What's that movie where it's based on the true story where the two guys just randomly started trafficking guns during the war?
Yeah.
It's just like they're driving through Baghdad, like doing all these crazy things. And it was like that really happened. Like kids really went out and did that. So if they can go do that in the heat of, one of the biggest wars ever. I mean, I think that you can tap the water of like going in and seeing what you can do against some of these bigger brands.
Absolutely.
You always have the power at the end of the day. It is always your company. That's a lot of people worry so much about what could happen. What can happen is what you allow, So That's what we always have to remember.
And get ready for a lot of no's.
Yes.
Get ready for a lot of no's up front. That's something that I had to learn really quickly was not everybody wants what you have to sell. Mm-hmm. You really need to focus on finding your market. It can be a really tough thing to do. And it is a tough thing to do. I mean, I don't have that on lock. I'm not a professional in marketing or some marketing guru. I have to figure it out just like everybody else. But taking the time and persistence to do that is what it really comes down to.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Has the market shown you anything you haven't expected yet? So, I mean, coming into it, you have an idea of what your market's supposed to be or what you want it to be. You have a target market naturally. Then you ought to, like in business, you often hear like sometimes the market threw like a curveball at you, but it worked and you took it and then it changed your business. Has that happened yet or not yet? I mean, I know you're a young business, but I'm sure some things.
Yeah. So when you talk about your market, we're obviously talking about like a demographic, right? So mostly my demographic on the military side is primarily male, younger active male. Is primarily the target, whereas in the outdoor side it can really be anyone, but we'll focus on the military side. So my e-commerce with the military side is definitely I meet my demographic. But when I do in-person sales, so I have a contract with the Air Force So I do sales like at the base exchange, like Travis Air Force Base. That's the closest one to me. So I go there some weekends, or I'll go there for a week, and they let me set up a shops where I do a lot of my sales. And my demographic is completely swapped. It's absolutely hilarious to me when you break it down by, age or race or whatever. Break it down by, it's not to categorize anybody, but that's really how you end up targeting your market. Primarily when I do face-to-face sales, my main demographic is above 50 and overweight. Like, I'm selling double X's. It's really funny because that's not my target market on e-commerce sales. That's not who you're really selling to when you're aiming at a military age male who's very active. So it's really funny to see the spread, and I have return customers 3 and 4 times in that specific. So it's really funny. It's something I never expected. But that's just the way it turns out sometimes,
Comfortable is comfortable, my friend. And, you don't always have to be active to want comfort. It's funny because I go to bed, I can't wear like a shirt to bed. It bothers me. And, I'm sure there's some people that probably found your shirt. And like you were saying, there's people that probably now they wear your shirts to bed or something. So it's just like, just because that material is proprietary, it is special, it is different. So, and a lot of people that I have I know you mentioned Lululemon. That was a lot of like where you got your first sort of ideas or inspiration, maybe. But one thing I've always heard about them, I've never like bought Lululemon for myself, but everybody that has, I know just the word of mouth on the way the stuff works for them, and just the comfort and how much they are going to be invested in that brand for a very long time just for what it's doing for them. So that's why I asked, it definitely wouldn't surprise me to see you're going to have to get creative over time. Once you can expand your horizons and launch a couple more products, you're definitely going to have to start creating something for like maybe one for the common couch potato, and then create one for the girlfriend that stays over,
Yeah, exactly.
Something creative.
I'm trying to make the jack of all trades.
Yep,
really.
Exactly.
On new products, if we can expand to that. So right now I am going to be launching under pretty soon. I'm focusing on obviously still active use. Male, it's like a boxer brief cut. And then female, just regular active use underwear. Again, proprietary materials to us. So I'm using an offshoot of our shirt material. So it's beech tree modal infused with spandex and silver. So it goes through a silver bath just like our shirts. So they're antimicrobial, so it won't stink. You can wear your underwear 3 or 4 days a week if you're out hiking or whatever you're doing. And it's going to have some cool features on it as well. So really trying to make some changes, disrupt the market a little bit,
That's exciting to hear. And for a lot of people who have never, if you're listening to this and you've never been in the military, this is big for somebody like myself who's been in the military, knowing what it's like to go and be in the field. When we go to deployment prep, that's 30 days. If you're deployed, you'll go weeks. It can be a very long time before you see any sort of water. So like wet wipes, I know, are like the biggest way to bathe yourself, basically, when you're
combat shower.
Yeah, exactly. Combat shower. But then you got to think the idea of now, okay, if you have some sort of material that will effectively help in those areas. It's not like you're not creating the underwear to be like some sexy, stylish, garment. It's literally going to help you guys who are being very active and be sweating a lot, things like that.
Absolutely true.
Health is wealth, my friend.
Absolutely. I could not agree more.
So we're going to take a quick turn on the show. We're going to flip-flop from Terra Arma. You guys definitely need to check that out. You can go to www.terraarma.com, correct?
Yep.
Okay, and that is TERRAARMA. You will see links posted with this episode. Make sure to just at least go check the website out. And if you guys aren't active, if you guys don't want the clothes, share it with somebody who might that you see. who's out always climbing mountains and doing crazy things, sweating a lot.
Really appreciate
If somebody stinks, send them the link.
If
Okay.
they stink, send them the link.
Yeah,
That's
that's
my
a good one.
campaign.
By the
That'll be
way,
my campaign from now on.
I did get to see your commercial that you made on YouTube for Terra Arma, and I gotta say that it's very, very funny. If you guys are in the military, you need to go see this commercial. It had me cracking up. I'm not just saying that. I went to their commercial just to see, like, just getting more information on the show, and I found myself laughing my ass off. It was a great commercial. You guys need to do more of those things.
We make fun of everybody.
Yeah, good. So we're going to talk about Mission Volant, and you are the president. This is a nonprofit organization. This is something for everybody that's listening. If you're a veteran, if you know a veteran, this is very important that you guys listen up, because what Mission Volant is about, what they've been doing to help change the lives of wounded warriors, it's something that is huge, and it's something that's very important to me. I know it's obviously important to Christian. He's the president of the damn organization. So give us a brief on Mission Volant. I know about it. I want you to tell us from your perspective what this organization is and what are you guys doing?
So we are a California-based 501c3 nonprofit, and we use veteran adventure therapy to help transform the lives of wounded veterans and underserved across the U.S. So we're not necessarily focused on just wounded veterans. That is kind of our bread and butter, but we also expand into just veterans as well. So we're really trying to expand our market and open our programs up to more people across the board. So we use aerial-based sports, interest sports like skydiving, paragliding, and piloting lessons to help introduce them to new outlets and challenges, really give them something to focus on, especially a lot of these guys they can't work. This really puts them, they lose purpose is what it is. They lose something to focus on. At the end of the week, if they're working, a lot of these guys don't have much to do on the weekends. And we're really trying to provide a new outlet, introduce them to new communities and challenges, things to overcome, things to continually get better at, that kind of match the adrenaline with jobs that they may have been in the military. You take like an infantryman or a special operator who stepped on an IED. They've lost a leg. They went from operating at the complete peak performance and just stopped. And a lot of these guys struggle with that. So introducing them to things that induce dopamine, huge dopamine dumps at the same time, jumping out of airplanes and trying to get better at that, can be really difficult, which is good. A lot of these guys thrive in challenging environments that help make them feel good at the same time without being drugs and alcohol or self-deprecating behavior.
Have you guys been doing this for a while? How long has this been around? And how far spread out? You said it's California, right? California based?
Correct. Yeah. So we're based out of California. We're registered here, but we operate all over the U.S.
Okay.
It started in 2015-16 timeframe. Robbie Hill, he's a Marine Corps veteran. He started Mission Volant. He's been a professional skydiver as well as a Marine. He's been involved in skydiving for 10 or 12 years now. He's an 11-year Marine Corps veteran. So he's been and obviously involved with the military for a long time. So he started it out of basically necessity, seeing how good skydiving was for him and how good it's been for a lot of his Marine Corps buddies at the time. So he started it. Soon after it began, I got involved just as a staff volunteer. And eventually I was selected to be in the board of directors as the director of initiatives. I was then voted in as the vice president. And then the year after that, I was as the president. So
wow,
this president for about 10 months now. And we've come a long way from what we started. And we, in 2015, 16, the company made $25,000 or so. We helped 3 or 4 people. The year after that, we doubled. So we made $50,000 and we helped 5 or 6 people, that kind of thing. And this last year, we cleared over $160,000 going directly towards veteran adventure therapy. We helped over 20 people last year get involved with skydiving, paragliding, and piloting lessons. And we maintain one of the highest income to program ratios in the U.S. for veteran-based nonprofits. So we have a 95% income to program ratio, which really puts us in the, I want to say the top number 1 or number 2 standing-based nonprofits.
And that just basically means the amount of funds that you're putting directly to the service, I guess?
Correct, yeah. So we're all years, which obviously frees up a lot of funds compared to a lot of nonprofits. So 95% is our ratio, which means that every dollar we receive goes directly to a recipient.
Wow, that's awesome. That's very cool. And these folks that are going through this, they're leaving with something forever. I mean, they're leaving with an actual certification. They're learning what they need to get certified, or is the whole shebang?
Yeah, the up to the whole shebang. Okay. So we really take it into a individual consideration with each person. Okay. We really try to focus on the individual and provide quality, not necessarily quo. We take what they're able to do or what their desire is, and we kind of tailor make a program for them. So if we have a guy who's lightly injured and who has the ability to continue skydiving and the financial ability to continue doing something like that in the future, absolutely, we're going to help him completely licensed. So we'll do anything from giving them a free tandem skydive, or we will pay for their entire accelerated free program into their A license certification to make them a licensed skydiver, up to buying gear or giving them discounted gear as well. If they're interested in being a pilot, just a local flight with an instructor to see if they like it, or if it's something that they're dead set on doing, we'll pay for their entire certification.
Okay.
So it's really dependent on the individual, their ability, and their financial ability in the future to continue doing these things. Recreation costs money, and if you're not able to continue doing it in the future, we might tailor make a program for them outside of these sports.
I always say adrenaline is very expensive in any form.
It is.
However you get it, it's going to cost you. I grew up racing cars. Adrenaline has always been my fix. That's half the reason I joined the military. And I'm not to plug my sponsors, but the show sponsors, Warriors on Track. So I just want to mention this because of how closely it ties into Mission Volant. So they do a 4-week structured recreational therapy program that revolves around pitting a race team or driving as well. And the one thing I would say, for some reason my computer is telling me it's going to die. There we go. One thing I was going to say, though, is they have connected with a brain treatment center. And so they're a little bit different in a sense of they're dealing more with TBI, PTS, all that stuff. So do you guys consider things like that as well, like guys who are just going through some time, like just hard times? Or, I mean, do you vet? What's the process to basically get registered with you guys, or to find out if they would be a good match to come join you guys? Just go to the website.
Yeah. So we have a website. We're really our Instagram has a huge following, and we're involved with a lot of other companies who sponsor us. Like Strike Force Energy, Blue Alpha Gear, Jasper Keys. I mean, we're a lot of veteran-owned companies as well. So we really try to expand that. If you are wondering if you're going to be a right fit for us, drop us an email. We have an application form on the website. Hey, I would like to be a recipient of Mission Volant's programs, or I'd like to get involved. Or if you want to volunteer, we have a volunteer form on there as well. If you're, a flight instructor or a professional skydiver, anything like that, you can always volunteer to help out and to train people as well. If you're interested in doing one of these things, you just reach out and inquire. Basically, the vetting process begins with the DD-214, That's pretty much all we ask for is, hey, give us your proof of service, and are you disabled?
Yeah.
That's really all it really comes down to. You'll either go in our queue, or if we have openings right then and there, we can help you.
Okay, awesome. And if they can't help you right then and there, you have to understand that there's plenty of things out there that are happening. There's a lot of stuff like this going on around the country, I think, and you guys are doing a really good thing. It's hard to take something of that capacity, something that's so extreme, right? Extreme sports, like jumping off of buildings and jumping out of planes. Well, the program, I don't think you're jumping off of buildings, but I mean, you guys taking something that's, so big, and a lot of people think like, oh, I can never do something like that, but you're turning it into an outlet for a bunch of people who would say, I would definitely fucking do that, and giving that, it makes me feel good to know that there's stuff going on like that. My biggest thing, I guess, would be for anybody that's curious, definitely just check out their website. Make sure if, and you guys, I'm assuming, are always accepting donations for the nonprofit. If there's anyone that happens to listen to this episode, maybe they're not a veteran, maybe they are, they just don't think they would want to go jump out of a plane, but they want to contribute. Definitely reach out to Christian. He's a great guy. He would love to probably answer any questions related to that. I'm just trying to help promote this as best as I humanly can while we got this opportunity. So
yeah, absolutely. If anyone has questions or interest, reach out to at the website or me directly, Christian at missionvolant.org. You can always reach me pretty much 24/7. We're all attached to our cell phones. It goes right to my pocket. Anybody who's interested in or even donating, we also accept corporate sponsorships, which include things like custom branded skydiving canopies, which get a lot of cool marketing, but it also helps us accomplish our time.
That's really cool. I'll probably be promoting that throughout, and because I'm forming a lot of relationships with the show too. And will I be able to see you guys sort of at any different like events? Do you guys do stuff like that or like Terra, Arma, will you have like booths in the near future anywhere?
Absolutely. So as far as Terra Arma goes, I travel all over the West Coast to different base exchanges, PXs, MCXs, that kind of thing. So you can sometimes see at your local military base, and I'm also getting into a lot of retail right now. So you might see stuff pop up for, you might end up wearing one of my shirts, buy brand, your favorite printing brand in the future. And then Mission Volant, we host events year-round. We have one end-of-year event on Veterans Day every year. That's huge. It's called the Gravitas. Basically, we allow people to fundraise for their chance to go and do a tandem skydive for free. And then all the funds raised from that go directly towards teaching veterans skydiving at the same time. That's open to anybody. That's not just veterans. You can come skydive for free.
Can you repeat what that was called? We've kind of had a lag just because of the Zoom call, but right when you said what that was called, it cut out on me. Yeah.
So previously it was called Operation Jump 22. And this year it's Transforming Gravitas event. And that'll be here in Northern California. Basically what it is, it's a fundraising event. We put a set mark, usually around $100. We have people fundraise $350 or more. If they meet that mark, they can come do a tandem skydive with us for free, and all the funds that they raise go directly toward funding a program for a wounded veteran. So I'm going to strap you to the front of me. We're going to jump out of an airplane together.
Do it. That's why I wanted to get some more info on it, because that's something I'm going to be doing for sure.
That would be awesome.
That'll be so
fun,
a lot of fun. That'll be my first time ever.
I'd love to hear you scream on the way out.
Yeah, probably. It's just a natural thing, huh?
Yeah, it's normal.
Yeah.
Nobody can hear you. It's okay.
Honestly, dude, I don't think I would want to jump with anyone else. You've been on 3 deployments and had over 200 rescues in your time in the military. And so I would say you're the guy to take me out of a plane. And, I have all the confidence in the world in it anyway. And so I'm pumped. I will be reaching out to all of you guys that listen to this show. When that time comes, you all better have $20 ready to cash at me. We're going to go tandem with Christian.
Absolutely.
I'll make sure I wear my $40 action camera. It's like a Chinese knockoff of a GoPro. We'll be good.
Oh, no. We'll have outside video for you, man. We'll have
you got the whole thing? Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Christian, man, it's been a great conversation. Honestly, getting to know you and being able to become your friend over the past couple of weeks have been a pleasure. I really look forward to everything that you guys are going to continue to do on your end. Knowing that we only live about an hour away really, really makes me happy. And I just want to leave the –
need to meet up here soon.
We will. We'll get a beer soon. Yeah. I want to basically just leave the floor to you. If you have anything you'd like to say to listeners, I know for most people listening, we always try to influence your personal development and things like that. And I would say that the highlight of the personal development comes from within what Christian is about and what he's doing and what his missions are and the things he's striving to become. So I think we kind of just covered it just by having your presence on the show, but I just want to leave you the floor and then we're gonna get out of here and wrap this interview up, man.
Yeah. I wrote all these notes and didn't even end up touching them, but no, it's been great. Thank you very much for having me. And it's been great getting to know you and to develop new friends through this. I will say the one thing that I really wanted to touch on, it's a question, kind of a question or a topic that gets brought up a lot. Mm-hmm. And
let's hack it out then. We got time.
Yeah. I don't think people address it in the right way or approach things in the right way in this manner. And that's competition in amongst entrepreneurs. And that's not necessarily like veteran entrepreneurs, but obviously this kind of covers, that's most of the bread and butter of the show is veteran entrepreneur or people interested in getting involved in that. Mm-hmm. And one thing I want to touch on is, other people can be your competition, but you guys can still grow together. So competition drives inspiration. You're gonna continually grow as a company and as an individual when you're competing against something or somebody else. But at the same time, don't fight them. You need to learn how to work together in a competitive environment and grow together. So if you're trying to start a new company, or if you're trying in an area that somebody else is already involved in, don't try to diminish what they're doing or make yourself look better than them. Learn how to grow, to develop yourself or your company based on what they're doing, and then learn how to interact with these other companies and how to grow together. So I'm in the clothing business. It's obviously a huge business, and that's something that I had to learn real quick was I shouldn't be fighting these other people. I should be reaching out to them and working together. And I think that's really what sets apart if you're going to be successful or not. If you're able to work together with other organizations and watch them grow and be happy when your competition is growing, because you know that you will in turn try to work harder and develop new things and grow from there, that's going to be success. If you can't stop and alter your point of view or your personality to adapt to that, I don't think a lot of people will be successful. So that's my big tip, and that's something that I really wanted to address because I think that's how you'll end up being successful is in that.
Well, I completely agree with that. And here's a big thing for people that are just starting out who might not have gotten to that point yet even. You might think, oh, well, there's already so many clothing companies in the world. What you just said would help those folks, too, to realize that they do have space in that market. Yeah. Every one of us has space to do whatever we want. There's enough money. There's enough people in the world. Trust that. You're going to make your money, but you have to do the right things. And like Christian was saying, that is one of the most essential parts of your success. At least the longevity of your success. You might be successful for a year or two being some asshole to everybody and having a quick, better product, but you're losing all your leadership integrity and you're not going to have a brand behind you because everybody's going to hate you. Bottom line.
Yeah. That's really what it comes down to. I'm not to say that
brother.
I'm successful. Yeah. I'm not I don't consider myself successful in this business, but that's what I see that a lot in budding businesses or people just going head to head with everyone. And it's good.
that's
competition
essential to create your success, to get your success. You might not be
healthy, but integrity at the same time. Yeah.
That was a good way to end the show, man. I'm really glad you brought that up. For everybody out there, it doesn't have to be a business either. If you're thinking about starting a veteran podcast, you should consider me your best fucking friend, not your enemy, because all the things I could teach you really quick would save you years. And I would love to, because that's the mentality I have. We're a team. We support each other in business and in anything. And competition is real. We're all competitive, but you don't have to be an asshole. Bottom line.
Plain and simple.
Competition is fun. Don't be an asshole. That's what we're going to call episode 16.
I like that. Yeah. Competition
Let's
is
do
fun.
it.
Don't be a dick.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. For everybody out there, thank you so much for listening to what Christian and I had to talk about. We're probably going to have, like I've said with everybody before, we're going to have multiple episodes together, I'm sure. At least another one where it's going to be live when we're hanging out. We'll have more in-depth topics to talk about. So we're running back, but I'm glad that we were able to get you on and introduce you to the community. I look forward to seeing you. What I'm really excited for is for you to be at like a show with one of your booths, or someone coming into Mission Volant and telling you like, oh yeah, I heard you on Veteran Growth Podcast. Like, one of those moments is happening soon, and it's like I can't wait for it. I'm wondering which guest is gonna hit me up.
I look forward to it.
Someone just said they heard her. Like, that's the moment. So it's coming.
I will let you know. The moment that it happens, I will let you know.
I know it's going to be a celebration. That'll be probably the moment we have a beer. Anyway.
We made it.
Right? Like, we did it. For everybody listening, thank you guys so much. If you guys know any veterans who might seek, something like this, or might take interest in something like this, please don't hesitate to share what we've got going. Put it out there. Share the show. Share their websites. Whatever you want to do. And Christian, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, brother. We will be talking right after this recording. But for now, thank you guys for tuning in to another wonderful episode of the Veteran Growth Podcast. We'll catch you guys next time.